Welcome to Ready to Rise, the Ready Hub podcast, your go-to space for beauty pros looking to level up. Get insider tips, business strategies, and industry insights to grow and thrive. It's time to rise, so let's get started. Okay.
So
Hi,
cute.
everyone. Welcome to Ready to Rise. Today, we have a special guest with us, Queen Boss Braids, and she's not only a talented braider, but also an entrepreneur who turned her skills into a thriving business. So, today we're going to dive into her journey, how she got started, the lessons that she learned, and how she leveled up in her business and finances. So,
Mm,
tell me a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to start braiding and to build your business.
got you. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Giselle Williams, also known as Queen Boss Braids. I'm 22 years old and I'm a braider out here in Orlando. I've been doing this for a little over 6 years now. I just had my 6 year anniversary in January, and I just really have a passion for what I do and putting a smile on people's faces. Honestly, what like motivated me the most to start my business was one of my friends, he had recently got his hair locked. I didn't know nothing about hair at the time, but he was my very first client. And once I seen the little money I was making, I charged him like 10 little dollars for his first little retwist. And I was like, let's go, like it's up. So ever since then, I just love putting a smile on people's faces, honestly. And yeah, doing hair is definitely one of my passions now.
Yeah, I love to hear that. And honestly, I can relate because once you figure out like, okay, I'm actually good at this, like I can turn this into an actual business. It's kind of
Business,
like a light
yeah.
bulb switch like, okay,
Definitely.
cool. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely.
So, when did you, was it after that first client that you kind of realized that this is legit, or did you kind of have, like, what was the build up there? I know that you also, we went to the same college, UCF,
Period. Go Knights. Thank
right? Go
you.
Knights. So, how was that journey for you starting off balancing school and braiding and,
Got
running your
you.
business?
Got you. So definitely, I would say it was like a few friends that I had taken after him that I was like, okay, like people are liking what I'm doing. I was not an expert at that time. I was in my sophomore year of high school actually. So I was braiding in West Palm Beach, finishing up my entire high school. So I had gained like a good clientele there. And honestly, there was like these two twins. I always shout them out because if it wasn't for them, I feel like my business wouldn't have boomed in Palm Beach. But they were like famous in the city or whatever, and they had decided to come to me, and ever since then I like blew up in the city of West Palm. And like you said, we both went to UCF. So finishing off high school, I went to UCF for college, and I basically had to restart my business all the way from scratch, trying to gain new clientele and also managing being like a freshman in college. But the biggest takeaway from like doing school and starting your business is honestly just like time management. Like I use my calendar for everything. Like every hour of my day is just marked off, and like just wanting to be productive. Like I feel like any hour that I'm like not taking up to do something productive is just not it.
Mhm.
So that time management is honestly just like been much it's been the best tool that I could say has allowed me to get to where I'm at being in school and doing hair.
Yeah, no, totally. That the hour by hour schedule, crucial.
Much
Because
needed.
right, if you don't plan properly, especially like as a business owner, there's so many different hats that you have to wear. If you don't
Yes.
fill out your schedule based on the things that need to get done, you're wasting time, and that's like the
Yes.
worst. That's the worst thing ever. So,
Exactly.
definitely, what would you say is like a top resource? Do you use Google Calendar or do you use a paper calendar?
So I use like the Apple Calendar. Honestly, every app that I use that is like for scheduling, like for booking clients or like how it was in school or even like yoga sessions, gym, like thankfully it's all able to where I'm able to put it like in my iCal. So I just use iCal, but I know a lot of people also use Google Cal too, but I the Apple Calendar has what I found to be the easiest because the app is just already there in the phone.
Yeah. Okay, totally. Yeah, I'm definitely a Google Calendar girly, but it would make sense because I have an iPhone too to just put it in the Apple Calendar.
iCal.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I need to get more familiar with the Google Calendar. I know people be sending Google invites all the time.
Yeah, that's kind of like the main reason I was like, okay, let me use Google, I guess,
Yeah.
figure it out because people they use like Google Meet and it'll add the meetings on there. But honestly, anything works, even paper. They have a lot of good paper like book calendars that you can use that the layout as
Right, like just writing down your stuff. You just have to be organized. Like that's just really the biggest thing is just like keeping all of your stuff, tasks, everything, and just like making sure your productivity levels are always like at 1,000 because it's much needed when trying to start a business.
right. Okay, building on that, what are some resources that you think have helped you the most aside from like time management? If you had to pick like a couple of your favorite tools that you use, whether it's like, hmm, like I guess in your business, like Canva or just
Right.
any small like things that you think really make a big impact when it comes to your business.
Right. I definitely would say CapCut and Canva.
Yeah.
Those two have like transformed my business. Like Canva, I just do what I do on there. You know, I put the little pieces together and I make my flyers on there. CapCut has been like crucial as far as editing goes. I for one rarely ever edit on like actual Instagram, like the platform. It kind of pisses me off the way that their editing stuff is set up on there.
Hmm.
But CapCut, they basically have it all in one place. So just learning how to maneuver that app has really allowed me to like take my content to a different level. So I was so sad when they got rid of my Shayla, my Canva.
Right.
I mean my CapCut. But Canva too, I use so much, whether it be like making flyers, literally everything, stickers, like the little like everything you can make on Canva. I tell people all the time, like get on Canva. It's real easy. You can use it for everything, literally.
Right. And
But
the first like tier is free. Is that
for Canva, yes, and
correct?
it's also free for students.
Oh, I didn't know
So yeah, they have it free for students on Canva. I'm trying to think. I believe there's like something you could also do for CapCut where it's like CapCut Pro for a certain period of time where you
that.
can see for free and see how you like their stuff. But yeah, they'd be trying to help out with the student stuff.
Right. Okay. Oh, good to know. Good resources. So
Yes.
take me through kind of like what your schedule looks like because balancing hair braiding plus content creation plus now you're teaching classes, which I think is so great. Like I'm
Yes,
definitely
girl, you too. Don't play with her.
we're both teaching in
Don't play with her.
but I
Yes.
think it's so important, especially, you know, locally, like here, that there's in-person resources for people to learn and just being an educator is kind of like a whole different door opening. So tell me about how like schedule wise, what your week looks like.
Okay. So recently my schedule has been like changed because I found myself just like working myself too much to the point where I just felt like so burnt out. So now I just really try to prioritize like my mornings are just for me. So like honestly don't start working now until like after 12. Like I'll work 12 to like 8 or like 12 to like 7 just to make sure that like my mornings are for me. I'm getting done what I need to like for content and like fitness is a really big thing in my life too. So like my I don't want to be rushing to get here. So now I kind of start like I said after 12. I've blocked off Saturdays now as class days. So what I've been doing is just setting like a specific Saturday that's kind of like deep into the month that I don't have to like stress over as the month begins, and Saturdays are days that I've blocked off now for class days. Um, but that's basically my weekly schedule. It's just really important, I feel like, as a braider to like prioritize your self-care because your body is your money. And like, if you're not taking care of yourself and like making sure that you're good, you can't provide like the best service to your clients. So that's something that I'm genuinely still learning because it's so difficult. I feel like I struggle with like saying no to people. I just take, take, take. So that is something that has helped a lot. Is like starting later in the day. I feel like I get to do me.
Yeah, 100%. I'm definitely the same way. And the
Yeah.
burnout, oof,
It's real. It's so
that no, it's
real.
so real. I
Yeah.
think especially for braiders too. I think braiding in specific is kind of like, well, to me, in my opinion, like no other beauty service around because it can take a long time depending on the style.
Girl, like yes.
And it's just the physical wear and tear on your body. You have to be really
Mindful.
strategic. Yes, mindful,
Yes.
strategic, careful, like all of those things.
Yes.
So I really love the fact that you have specific time blocked off for yourself because health is wealth and you really cannot
Right.
service anybody if you're not taking care of yourself first. So
Agreed.
100%, I love that. Um, okay, yeah. And then when you think or do you have any challenges when it comes to kind of finding like balance, I guess, with your schedule? I know you said time management is important, but what do you do when you find yourself overbooked or like when there's just too much going on? How do you
Yeah.
how do you regulate that? Or I guess deal with the anxiety that that comes with a little bit?
Yeah. It's definitely can get extremely anxious. I feel like so I finished school back in August. So I
Mhm.
feel like the anxiety of no longer being in school, like everything else is just peace. Like but while I was in school, like just trying to juggle so many things at one time, what I found that has helped me, and it's something that my mom told me that has just kind of stuck with me for a long time, is just like fall in love with the journey. So like everything that I'm going through right now is just a little piece of the puzzle. Like, and I just had to like, a woosah, take a step back and like look at the bigger picture because I may be stressed now, but at one point like I was asking to be stressed. So I have to fall in love with where I'm at like right now because I used to pray to be stressed. So once you are stressed and having those times where it's like so many things back to back to back, clients, school, content, um your day-to-day self-care and stuff like that, like you asked to be in that position. So just kind of like taking a step back and like realizing like I prayed for this, so like I honestly should be grateful right now. And like just like having that, I feel like has allowed me to like take things as they come, be more patient and flow throughout life with all the stresses on a day-to-day.
Yeah, well, wow, I love that. Like, honestly, I'm taking your advice and I'm gonna be applying. I definitely can relate.
Wise words from my mom. Okay,
Right?
the moms be knowing for
Oh,
sure.
no, for real. And I guess when you have more life experience, because in reality, I'm 24. How old are you?
I'm 21.
21, right?
But I'm about to be 22.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
period. Right. Yeah, we're so young, and but in the grand scheme of things, it can feel like there's a lot, or this stage that we're in, it can feel like everything is just happening all at once, especially like you said, graduating school. That to me, it was a relief that I didn't have to actually go to school anymore. But after, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, this is real life. Like,
Yeah, like what do I do?
right, like
Where
what?
does my time go?
Right, right. So, and I definitely feel like it's so weird. The busier you are, the more I can kind of juggle. But
Yeah.
like once that piece of school was removed, I feel like one, just that big chunk of time where it's like, okay, I have to fill this in, and ideally it would be making money, which
Right.
we both
Right.
there,
Yes.
but also the social aspect of it too, and trying to balance like going out with your friends or trying to make new friends because you're not in school on top of running your business has just like it's just a lot.
It
But
is. It
mm,
definitely is. Yes.
yeah. So a lot of beauty professionals also struggle with money management. And I know that you are very knowledgeable in that area.
Yes.
Me, I do what I can, but I'm definitely not that great with numbers. I try my best. But money management has always been something that I struggle with. So, how did you educate yourself on finances, and what are some tips that you could give?
Okay. So first, shout out to my parents. Like, I just always say, like, my parents are really like the reason why I am the way that I am, like in all aspects, time management, money, and stuff like that. And I'm also an accounting major, so like I majored in like financial and like money and stuff like that. So my biggest financial tip, especially as a beginner, is gonna be don't like that immediately go out and purchase all of these things without the clientele to back it up first. So like go out, get your products to start off, but like don't overspend in the beginning. I feel like that's a big thing with business influencers and stuff like that. They go out, purchase all of this inventory, and then it's like nobody's coming to like buy it, so you're not really making any money. So
Mhm.
just in the beginning, kind of like scale back little by little. Of course, invest in yourself because I'm not going to tell you not to invest in yourself, but just invest what you know that you can invest. And honestly, the fact that we're so young, right? We our focus is more, like you said, social life. So when you are a business person and trying to create your own business, like all of that stuff kind of has to take a back seat, especially with your finances too. So like I'm not going to be going out and like spending money on unnecessary social activities that I know that money could be either in my savings or being put towards my business. But one thing my parents always kind of like drilled in me from a little kid was just to save my money. I took advantage while I was in high school, that I was living with my parents. At a young age, I started saving up my money. Like I said, I've been doing this for 6 years and I'm only 21. So like I was making little money at 15, but I was just saving up my money. Like I wouldn't go out and just spend money just because I had it. And I've always tried to live a lifestyle that was below my means.
Mhm.
So, living below my means, saving my money, and making sure that once I did get money, I wasn't going out and like blowing a bag, and making sure that I'm putting money in the right places are definitely like my top three tips when starting a business and not really knowing what to do with your finances. Um, but also, when you do start making money, it's like, okay, now I have to like, start reporting this money and stuff like that. It's just a lot being an entrepreneur and just trying to like be every single piece of the puzzle. But definitely save your money. Like, don't try to go out looking like you got it. Like, just save your money and put it away. Say no to certain things when it comes to that social life, and always invest in yourself, but invest what you can. Don't overinvest in the beginning because it may come to bite you.
That's that discipline that you have to have with your
For
finances.
sure, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure,
'Cause
for
it could get
sure.
out of hand, especially I feel like with social media now. It's really
Yes.
easy to think like, oh my gosh, they got this, or this is happening. I have to buy this, I have to do that. And you could really get caught in
Yes,
not so great cycle of wasting money. And then now debt.
exactly.
Like there's a lot of business owners in a lot of debt
Of
due
that
to like what you're saying. They're
over investing in the beginning.
yes,
That's
right.
all it is. You just get a little too excited. It's
Right.
good to be excited, but just put that excitement towards the free stuff like Instagram and
Yeah, right.
like posting on your reels.
Right. Like, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, coincidentally, those are kind of the same people who aren't that consistent in posting. So it's always like good to take
Yeah.
advantage of the things that you can, those free like opportunities to use Canva, CapCut, whatever apps you can use for free.
Right.
Or you go up and
Yes.
buy the pro for $30 a month. So
Yes.
doing things like that, definitely, I agree. Do you think Do you have a budget when it comes to, how much you spend on inventory? Is there kind of like a system that you have, or maybe some advice that you can help someone? Like, let's say
Definitely.
for braiders who are just starting out and, you know, they're trying to decide whether they should buy hair in bulk, go to the beauty supply store back and forth. Like,
Right.
what do you
I
think?
will definitely say that now I kind of do operate like on a set amount that I like to spend a month when it comes to like what I'm supplying to my clients. In the
Mhm.
beginning, I wasn't providing hair. So I think that's a big thing as a braider in particular. When you're just starting off, you can kind of hold off on like providing hair. It's definitely something that you may want to integrate to make your business better once
Mhm.
you gain a clientele, a steady clientele, and you're able to put money aside to provide hair for your clients. But what I honestly tried to do in the beginning was like spend money solely on the products that were necessary. And of course, braiding hair is necessary, but a lot of beginners have people that bring the hair to their appointment because they're getting it at a low price because you're a beginner.
Mhm.
So basically, what I would do in the beginning was buy in bulk braiding gel because I know for a fact that's what I'm going to be using the most. Amazon sells parting combs for real cheap, down low, and value sizes. So it's more like buying in bulk what is a necessity in the beginning rather than trying to immediately start providing hair for your clients. I do feel like that's something that a more advanced stylist should be doing. Nothing on people that are providing hair in the beginning. I think it's an amazing add-on to have for your clients. It makes it so easy for them and takes the stress off of you. But definitely that for the beginning. But now I do try to buy all of my hair that I provide in bulk as well. Going to the beauty supply store every week can definitely get expensive. And there's a lot of wholesale websites online. For example, Star Beauty, I just did a collab with them. They're an online beauty supply store, but being that they're online, they have wholesale prices online, which is cheaper than what you would pay in store. So definitely once you start gaining that clientele, buy your braiding hair in bulk. And right now, being that I also provide the human hair for all of these boho styles that my clients do on a day to day. I really try to keep my monthly expenses on supplies around the $500 to $600 range, and that lasts me for the entire month. And that's like products as well as like braiding hair, as well as human hair, and all of that stuff. But grind your content out and get it to a point where these companies is sending you stuff.
Mhm.
That's the real goal at the end of the day, is when you can make your expenses as little as zero on a month to month basis, for sure.
Right, exactly. It'll save you so much money on the products, and you even have the
Yes.
opportunity to try out new products that maybe you can't really
Yes.
afford if someone
Yes.
were to send it to you, a company, and even better yet, pay you for it. That's really the best
Exactly.
bang for your buck. So
Exactly.
100%.
Work smarter, not harder. That's
Exactly.
the motto for 2025 for sure.
Exactly. And that will help you avoid being burnt out eventually and give you, the best experience when it comes to running your business and being a business owner. Because a lot of
Definitely
people, I feel
agree.
like they give up because it's a lot of work before they're able to really create systems that help, work with
Make it easier, yeah.
right.
And it takes time. Like I said, I feel like a lot of people, for example, you have a bunch of followers, right, on your Instagram, and people sometimes can take a look at that and that's where the comparisons come in, and that's why I'm like, comparison is just like the biggest thief of joy
Mm,
because you don't know how long India has been grinding to get her page to where it's at. So I feel like from the outside looking in, sometimes it may look so simple and so easy and like just a luxury la da da, but it's so much like in the back end that goes in. And I just want to say, keep grinding, keep going, because you never know like what doors will open for you.
period. Period. I agree.
Yes.
Okay, what's like one mindset shift that help you take your career to the next level? Because you're so like the journey of growth that you've experienced is like so inspiring to watch, honestly,
Thank
because I
you.
definitely I can relate starting off like on one random person that asked me to do their hair and now it
Yeah.
expanded into
It's a
a business.
business.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's like one mindset shift that you think has helped you?
Okay. I want to say my biggest mindset shift was actually being delusional about my business. And I know how crazy that may sound, but I genuinely tell people like, you have to be delusional and you have to be obsessed with your own success to start to see like the results that you want. So, you know, sometimes people get in their head about what other people will say about their business, or get in their own head about their own abilities for what they're able to do for themselves and their own business. So, that mental shift of just like pure obsession and just like pure deliriousness of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get to 100K one day, or like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna make this happen. Like, you genuinely have to be so delusional with yourself as an entrepreneur in order to see the results that you want, because if you're not obsessed with it, you're not going to see the results from it, because you're not putting in as much work that you should be putting in, and you're wasting time doing all these side tasks that don't really have nothing to do with the things that you say that you want to see in your life. So definitely being delusional, as crazy as that sounds, it's a mindset. Being an entrepreneur is a mindset, and I always say it's not something that can really be taught. Like, you really have to just have that fire inside of you. You can take my class, you could take India's class, you can go out all the way to Atlanta and take a whole another class. But if you are not delusional yourself, you're never gonna see the results that you want to see.
I agree 100%. Like
For
that
sure.
delusion will carry you through those low days, through those days you make
Exactly.
no sales, through those
Exactly.
you
Yes.
buy the inventory and you thought it was gonna hit and it doesn't. Like that
Definitely.
delusion will kind of just make it all worth it because it will be worth it in the end. Like you said, if you put in the
Exactly.
work.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay. So, do you have any upcoming projects or things you're excited about that you kind of want to shout yourself out? You know, give yourself your flowers because you've been grinding.
Period. Period.
Deserve
Thank
to
you.
know.
Thank you. So this month in particular, I have a class coming up that's March 29th for a group class. That's another project that I'm working on for this month, and I'm really excited about it because I feel like the more I start like doing them on a consistent basis, like the more like build up I'm getting from it. So I'm
Mhm.
definitely super excited about that. I also am doing like another one-on-one class this month too. But yeah, join me March 29th. If you are wanting to learn how to do braids, there is 2 spots left for March 29th. So I would definitely love to have you. I would love to host you, and I would love to teach you. So March 29th, save the date. That's a big project coming up. Um Honestly, other than that, that's all that's going on this month. It's my birthday month, so I'm more like, time to celebrate just a little bit. But yeah, definitely join me March 29th. That's the big project that's coming up this month for our group braid class.
Okay, and happy birthday, of course. When is your birthday?
Thank you. March 18th.
Okay. Oh, so it's right around the corner.
Yeah,
No, you deserve it. It's time to
I'm
celebrate.
excited.
You know,
Yes.
things around it and on it. So
Yes.
great. Okay.
Yes.
So, guys, make sure, because this is the Ready to Rise podcast, make sure that you download Ready Hub. It is free to download in the App Store. And if you're not familiar with what Ready Hub is, Ready Hub is an all in one booking platform, marketplace for beauty pros. And if you're serious about growing your business, becoming a beauty professional, and having a reliable platform to get your clients on, to manage your finances, and it does the marketing for you, Ready Hub is the place to be. Remember, it's free to download in the App Store. And for pros who want to take it to the next level and access all of the other features, for example, there's like an in-client messaging feature, so you don't have to have two phones to message your clients. You can do all of that within the app. We also have now tap to pay, buy now, pay later. There's a bunch of different finance features for
Period.
pros. Right. You know what, too? Side note, the buy now, pay later would have ate, okay? Like a couple of years ago when I was like that
Right.
clients, that would have been something that people would appreciate, especially with the price of boho now. It's kind of like, can I put
Yes.
it on a payment plan? So,
Right. $600. Slow down.
like, I could pay for this, in increments. So I think that's a
Definitely.
really great feature.
Yes.
And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure to follow Queen Boss Braids. Is it Queen Boss Braids on all the platforms?
Yes, on
Okay,
everything.
great. Make sure to follow Queen Boss Braids on all of the platforms. Oh, look, it's right there in the back. And thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll catch you in the next episode.